Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Ryan Wright.
And my name is Jerry.
Welcome to the Movie Buff Podcast. Today's episode, we are going to be talking... Okay, here's how we really talk. We don't really sound like
We're putting on our radio voices.
Yeah.
Today on Cool 105, we're going to play you some oldies now.
Yeah, there was no fucking way in hell we were going to talk like that the whole damn time.
But that would be a feat, though. That would be impressive.
Alright, so what today we're going to be talking about are upcoming movies. We're just going to go through the whole list that we have here from comingsoon.net. No, not a porn site. Ha 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 ha. Bet you didn't see that one coming. Ha ha, bet you didn't see that one coming too.
I did.
Oh, okay.
It was like a parody movie joke.
Yeah, it's probably because we just saw the trailer for Scary Movie 5 in a haunted house.
Yeah, we did.
Which both look the same and yet equally horrible.
You know what? Though, I'm less upset. I will tell you this. I'm less upset at Scary Movie 5 because there are a couple other scenes, at least. Mm-hmm. Like, the haunted house trailer is just like, oh, hey, obvious joke. Oh, hey, obvious joke. I could write this without writing it in my sleep. Like, it looks like somebody... I like Marlon Wayans a lot, but... Like, even Dance Flick was alright, but this looks Freeburg-Seltzer, man.
My biggest complaint, though, is with Scary Movie 5, this is a sequel that... It's weird. I always kind of want one, even though they always end up disappointing me. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, well, see, my thing with the Scary Movie ones is, like, no matter how bad the installments are, it's like, at least the Zucker brothers, who did the 3 and 4, at least they bothered to write a joke now and then. Or at least they do their wordplay, or they make a pun, I saw a face. Did it have a nose? Like, at least that's a joke, It's not just someone getting smashed by a cow that fell out of the sky and going, look, it's YouTube, because we know what that is. Like, it's at least a joke. At least. It may not be a good one, but it's at least a fucking joke. Yeah, that's true. That's true, but the Scary Movie trailers always gave me hope, but this Scary Movie 5 trailer doesn't give me any hope at all. Neither of these trailers give me hope, but a haunted house gives me less hope, because I'm like, maybe it's because I care more. It's like, I like Marlon Wayans, like I said. Maybe it's because I'm like, I wanted you to make me happy, and you look like you're doing something even worse. Like, yeah, I thought like, he's gonna make a comeback. I thought it was gonna be something like, man, these bitches have been trying to make Scary Movie without us for so long. Right. I'm gonna show y'all how it's done. Yeah, like, Dance Flick was pretty funny, and they did those jokes again. So I was like, okay, Marlon Wayans, let's do this. I'm still down with Dance Flick is pretty funny in comparison to what we usually get from parody movies. Yeah, well, because we're used to Freeburg and Seltzer now, and all their jokes, like, they don't write jokes. That's the problem. For those of you who don't know, those guys are the ones who've done movies like Epic Movie, Meet the Spartans, Date Movie, Disaster Movie. They do really, really horrible films. And all the joke, I'm not even exaggerating, the joke is literally, it's Paris Hilton! And then we all go, I know what that is. And she doesn't belong there. Yeah. Oh. What happens when you put Paris Hilton in Greece? Exactly. Yeah. Except nothing happens. It's just, it's Paris literally Hilton. One of the main characters goes, look, it's thing you know about, and then we're supposed to laugh at it. Yeah. And Dance Flick, it was like, at least it was like Shawn Wayans comes in, he's like, I'm here to pick up my son. He picks him up, and he puts him right back down and leaves. Oh yeah, I remember cracking up at that. And that was at least, it's silly. That was a hilarious moment. That was a really funny moment, yeah. That cracked me up. And a haunted house just doesn't. Like, Marlon's one of my favorite Wayans brothers. Yeah. Collect all 5. Alright, guys. So what we're going to do is we're going to go through this list, starting off with what just got released this weekend, and that you're about to go see in a little bit. So this is perfect. I'm excited, sort of. Because you're going to start off the year. So you're about to go see this film, Texas Chainsaw 3D. Texas Chainsaw. I'm a little worried, I'm not going to lie to you. I don't know shit about this movie. Really? Just don't seem to be interested in it, Because it doesn't seem like there's anything there that's compelling to me. Because the first Texas Chainsaw Massacre, I really enjoyed a lot. The one from the 70s or the 2003 one? The one with Jessica Biel. The remake is solid, and somebody pointed this out to me the other day, actually, is that it came at a time in sort of the Scream era, where everyone was kind of smart-assy and stuff. And it's like, it is kind of a slasher where people are authentically terrified.
and I always point this guy out, Jonathan Tucker in that movie. Look this guy up. He's in 100 Girls. Jonathan Tucker is the guy with the curly hair and the glasses. Like, he sells the shit out of that
Dude,
movie.
I saw that movie when it first came out, and I was probably in like 8th or 9th grade when I saw that. Ooh. And I remember it terrified me so much, and not just and that's like kind of the audience are looking for then.
Yeah.
Is kids who are going to sneak into the theater, or kids who are old enough to go to the theater.
Yeah.
And I was one of the kids.
The R rating means nothing.
Yeah.
Kids are going to see it.
So I saw it before I was 17, and I'm part of the target market at that point, and it honestly terrified the shit out of me.
Yeah, I really dig it. It's different from the original one, and it's well made, it's grimy, it's creepy, like all the messed up hick people.
And I didn't really like the prequel they had, but it still looked cool, you know?
See, the thing is that those, I don't know how the new one is, but those movies at least, like, for whatever you can knock them on, production design is not one of them, because, like, they always look good, and they always have a eerie backwoods vibe that I enjoy.
Yeah.
And, Arlie Ermy is constantly stealing the scenes, so...
Well, according to like Box Office Mojo, Texas Chainsaw is doing pretty well.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's got a built-in audience. It's one of those things. You don't even have to have seen a Texas Chainsaw movie to know who Leatherface is and what, the general vibe is. And so the new one is supposed to be...
But there's nothing that seems like they're trying anything special other than 3D.
Well, they kind of are. See, here's the thing. Obviously, I haven't seen it yet, but they're calling this the true sequel to the original 1970s Texas Chainsaw Massacre, which there already is one, which is Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2, which is the movie that made Bill Moseley famous. You guys probably know him from The Devil's Rejects, at least. But this movie goes, screw all those sequels. This is the actual sequel. So it's basically saying, none of that shit happened. This is what happened.
Okay.
And...
Well, that sounds pretty cool, actually. My opinion just totally changed right there. That sounds awesome. I should have found out just the exact plot detail.
Yeah. So and then, I mean, Tobe Hooper, who directed the first one and the second one, has even said this is the actual sequel. Okay. So, that's sort of what the thing is.
Okay, that sounds pretty cool. Maybe I'll check that out, actually.
Yeah, and, I don't know what to think. I'm a little worried because a lot of the feedback hasn't been so good.
Yeah.
But I'm cautiously optimistic. I've heard some weird stuff about it, so it'll be an experience for sure. Moving
on, we already covered Haunted House pretty much. How about this? January 11th, Gangster Squad. Gangster Squad! I am so excited for this fucking movie. I cannot wait. Just like all my favorite, not my favorite, but, well, one of them's my favorite, Ryan Gosling.
Yeah, I know. I was gonna say.
Yeah. But, to see, like, Josh Brolin, just, if I just heard Josh Brolin and Ryan Gosling are in a movie together, I would have been psyched about that.
I don't even think you necessarily need to. It's like, the cast, you just hear those guys are in it, and each one your interest goes up just a little bit. Even if you don't love those guys, you're like, really? Like, Ryan Gosling, Josh Brolin, Sean Penn, Emma Stone, like, all those people are together?
And what I love about it is it looks like such a different take on what they would do with a movie that takes place at that time. You get movies like, more like Public Enemies that go for more of this raw type of deal. This one went all stylish, and it looks fucking amazing. Because you got great actors in a super stylish movie. You got 2 Academy Award nominated actors. You got Sean Penn, who looks a little goofy, but he's an Academy Award winning actor. And then you got Giovanni Ribisi, Emma Stone. Oh my God,
Anthony Mackie. I love Anthony Mackie.
And Emma Stone's great to always watch. And they had great chemistry in Crazy Stupid Love. So I'm excited to see Ryan Gosling and them pair up again.
No, I'm excited. I haven't actually seen a trailer since last year, so...
Oh, dude.
I'm going in a little bit fresh. I'm not going to lie to you, I am worried about this movie, because I know they've had to take out scenes and recut it and stuff because of, recent tragedies and things, and then it got pushed to January, so I'm a little worried that perhaps just unlucky circumstance may affect the movie, but nevertheless, I am looking forward to it. I hope it's good.
The trailer to me just promised me exactly what I hoped when I read the synopsis for it.
Yeah, yeah. See, I don't know. The problem for me nowadays is I don't know what to do with trailers anymore, because when I see a good trailer, I'm automatically freaked out that it's not going to be a good movie.
Yeah.
And then if I see a bad trailer, then I'm just like, well, maybe it's a bad trailer. Because, like, a couple of years ago, we had all these movies where the good trailers were the bad movies, and the bad trailers were the good movies.
Like X-Men Origins, Wolverine, and Terminator
Salvation.
Oh, that Salvation looks so good from the trailer.
And that, I've told you this, like, that trailer still convinces me that it could be a good movie. Like, I see that trailer and I'm like, I know there's a cutout here that works.
Like, I remember when they first cast Christian Bale, everyone was like, come on, Christian, what are you doing? And then they saw the trailer and he's like, oh, he elevates the film!
Yeah, it's gonna be a real film!
Yeah, oh, with a great fucking actor behind it! Yeah. And then you watch it and you're like, what the fuck are you doing, Christian Bale?
Yeah, dude, what? No!
Stop the bad acting, Christian. Please. That movie crossed them off my list of favorite actors just because he let me down that much when I watched that
Really?
movie. Yeah.
Has he regained
I've seen, he still does great movies like The Fighter, and he can still totally deliver. My favorite performance of him in all the Batman series, not the Batman series, the Batman Dark Knight trilogy, was The Dark Knight Rises, out of all the performances of him being Batman. And he still impresses me, but that film still hurts my feelings to this day.
See, I've largely forgotten about it now. I rarely think about it, but let's see, January 18th.
Oh, we got 2 movies coming out.
Yeah,
we got Broken
Love and Officer Down.
Yeah.
No, we got Broken City.
We got Broken City. And The Last Stand. And Mama, actually.
Yeah, Guillermo del Toro producing it. Which I found out was an entry into the Horror Nights Film Festival.
Oh, really?
It's a foreign entry. They've actually been playing on YouTube. Some videos you look up, they actually have been playing the short as the pre-video ad. And that short's pretty creepy.
Whoa.
The short's pretty unsettling. It's simple, but it's...
I gotta check that out.
Yeah.
I saw the trailer for that. It scared the shit out of me. I forgot about it. When I saw Paranormal Activity 4, and I watched that... Because I get spooked by, like... I grew up in, like, Catholic upbringing. Okay. You know, where you really hear a lot about, like...
Where you're, you know...
exorcisms and crazy demonic shit happening. So when I saw the trailer, I got really spooked by it, man. And most horror movie trailers don't get to me that much.
Yeah. I'm cautiously optimistic about this one too.
It's a January release.
The thing is that I'm trying to keep that out of my mind because last year was kind of a year where one of my favorite movies of 2012 was a January release. It was one of the first movies I saw. And there were a lot of movies like Limitless and 21 Jump Street. Those came out towards the beginning of the year, and people were like, "Oh, these are actually good."
Oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
So I'm trying to cool down on the January like browbeatings, and like I said, you know, The Gray was fantastic to me, but I'm hoping Mama's good. I'm a little afraid just because the stuff Guillermo del Toro presents is not always as good as the stuff he directs himself. It's like Guillermo del Toro, the director, I'm
still
like,
decent,
let's do it. And then...
It's always a decent movie, at least.
Yeah, that's true. Like I like The Orphanage, and Don't Be Afraid of the Dark was okay once I got past the hype.
It's a decent film.
Yeah, they're decent. So I'm hoping.
Like, Don't Be Afraid of the Dark is certainly not a great film. I was let down. But...
It was a letdown simply because of all those stories about it's so scary and had to be rated R. Like,
but at the end of the day, it's still better than a lot of the other horror movies we get.
Yeah.
And I think Mama can be one of those films. I
hope so, man.
It's just a funny title to me. But let's move on to like The Last Stand with Schwarzenegger.
Arnold, he's back.
You know,
but he's old.
Yeah.
But he's also back.
Yeah, he's old. He's part of the old gang of action heroes. There's like this new...
That's a genre.
There's like this new category of like, you got Bruce Willis, Sylvester Stallone, Schwarzenegger, always playing old people who can still kick ass, and everyone talks about how they're old. And they make references to shit they used to say when they were younger. It's
a new subgenre of old guy who's too old to maybe be doing this, but he's still kicking ass, and everyone's giving shit for being old.
You know what's so weird is like the people you're least excited for when you hear about the Expendables is like Jason Statham and Jet Li.
Yeah.
The ones who are not the ones who don't have to play old people.
Yeah, right.
But freaking like you hear about Schwarzenegger and stuff, you get excited about it, and I'm actually kind of interested in watching this just because it looks like such a bad movie. That it looks like a great bad time. Like, what if the action ends up being a lot of fun?
Yeah, you want to go with your friend who's really big into like those late '80s, early '90s. Like,
yeah, and I saw a ton of Arnold movies.
Yeah. Like, you want to go in a house packed with those people who are just there to watch Arnold kick some asses and listen to Johnny Knoxville wisecrack. Like,
yeah, I'm excited for Johnny Knoxville to reprise his role from Walking Tall.
I like Johnny Knoxville. He was yeah. And then there's
Broken City. Broken City that's coming out. It looks like it was shot like a low budget film in a way, doesn't it?
Well, yeah, it has that almost not video quality, but it has that sort of like,
which is surprising to me
for
a film to have Mark Wahlberg and Russell Crowe. You wouldn't imagine like that kind of quality.
Yeah, I mean, I can see it as a choice though for the for the type of grit they're going for, and especially since it's like their big part of the story element seems to be surveillance. You can kind of tell that. I kind of get it as a choice if it's a choice. Broken City. Catherine Zeta.
Well, I'm excited. I'm excited to watch it just because I love the idea of Mark Wahlberg and Russell Crowe being in a movie together.
Yeah.
You know, Mark Wahlberg. There's a time where I didn't like Mark Wahlberg, but then suddenly something happened where he just shifted into like one of the people I love to watch the most.
Well, yeah, because he's one of those guys. He's kind of like Will Smith in the sense that he's one of those guys who can now do anything.
Yeah.
Like, he can be super gritty and serious, or he can be really funny, or he can go do this like soft, quiet thing. Like he's sort of doing it all right now.
The thing is, he's always been confident, and I think that's why people have always liked him, no matter what.
Mark.
Oh, the mic's on. Because he's kind of like Channing Tatum in a way. Because Channing Tatum was like a shitty fucking actor. Channing Tatum. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love Mark Wahlberg in like Boogie Nights. I thought he was amazing, fantastic in it. And I was really young when he made that, and he was fantastic in it. But he's done a lot of movies where I was like, eh. Like Channing Tatum, you know, everyone knew him as being just a pretty boy, like just a bad actor.
Yeah.
Just a really bad actor.
Lush mouth, pretty boy with a six-pack who had a few movies.
Yeah. And the thing was, though, he always seemed to believe he was doing a good job, I think. That's how confident he looked. Okay. And I think Mark Wahlberg had the same thing going on. But Channing Tatum, you know, with 21 Jump Street and Magic Mike, he's really been getting a lot of respect lately.
This is true.
And now I'm looking at Mark Wahlberg and thinking about he's kind of like the same way.
Well, and Mark Wahlberg, you know, he came out of Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch, you know, like he was doing his hip hop pop star thing, and then you know he came out of that to be an actor. He has had that kind of interesting progression over time from being, you know, six-pack rapping guy to actual actor.
And now, let's see, January 25th, Hansel and Gretel Witch Hunters.
Oh, yeah.
With Jeremy Renner, the amazing actor who's setting out to be an action star instead.
For some reason, I thought you were going to say Jeremy Renner, the amazing Spider-Man.
No. But Jeremy Renner, he's pretty cool still. You know, I think that's what's kind of funny about him, is he's this really talented actor, but he seems to be going after the action movie audience.
Yeah.
Or people are just offering him amazing action roles like, hey, you want to be in the Avengers, buddy?
Yeah, hey dude, hey, come here. Hey, take over Bourne for us.
Hey, you want to star with Tom Cruise in the next Mission Impossible film?
Yeah, come on. Well, it'll be fun.
He's just getting all these great films. I know he's doing a bank robbery movie. I think.
No, he's just going to rob a bank.
Oh, yeah.
Some bank was like, would you please rob us? I think it would bring a lot more business.
And now he's doing Hansel and Gretel Witch Hunters.
Which I have not seen a trailer for yet at all.
It looks like a lot of fun. A lot of fun.
That's what I've heard. I've heard that it kind of has that Lincoln Vampire, like, it looks like just a badass time vibe.
Yeah, it looks more, but it looks like it knows what it wants to be.
Okay.
Just a badass fun time. That's the thing I had that was wrong with Lincoln. It looked like it didn't really know what it wanted to be. This film, I think, really does know what it wants to be.
The other thing, though, on January 25th that I am really excited about, it's already out on video on demand, but I really want to see John Dies at the End, which is Don Coscarelli's new movie, and he did like Phantasm and Bubba Hotep, and
oh wow,
yeah, he's a reasonably prolific director, and this movie looks. I've heard it's crazy and strange and out there and trippy and really cool. So I'm very excited to finally get to check that out on the big screen. Hopefully.
Well, Paul Giamatti's in it.
Yeah.
Oh wow, it's a horror sci-fi movie.
Yeah.
Interesting. Gonna check that shit out.
Yeah, check that shit.
A lot of movies we gotta watch this. You know what's interesting about January, like. Usually January is known as the year where all the shit comes out.
Yeah, it's what is the graveyard for.
That's when Hollywood just takes a big dump and just goes, well, here's all our shit.
Yeah, it's the point of the year where they're like, well, we made these, so I guess you have to watch that.
But there's a lot of movies that are actually coming out this month, like, that I'm genuinely interested in, that it could be possible. I don't know, I want to say Oscar contenders, but I think Gangster Squad has some Oscar potential.
Maybe. I don't quite pull an Oscar vibe from that, just because the kind of movie I remember the trailer as
being. Well, I could see it for like cinematography or for art design or costume design. Yeah,
perhaps. I mean, I feel like it's almost too stylized and too grunged up to be Oscar. It's like that type of movie for Oscar contention. I think of like L.A. Confidential, and it doesn't give me an L.A. Confidential vibe really.
Yeah, that's true.
But I think it could definitely be good.
I still think in like on the Cruise side.
Yeah.
Not the Tom Cruise side, the Cruise side.
Yeah, no, Tom Cruise made this movie.
Yeah. But I think it still has potential for other nominations. Maybe not to necessarily do with the story and plot.
I think it'll be solid.
Production design.
Or at least I hope. I hope it's good. I kind of get a vibe like it'll at least be solid.
But I know Hansel and Gretel was supposed to come out last year.
And so was Gangster Squad.
And to see a movie with Russell Crowe and Mark Wahlberg in a movie together,
and Catherine Zeta-Jones.
Yeah, all three of them in a movie together coming out in January, like that's pretty exciting, man.
Yeah.
So this looks like a good January month, and this other movie that comes out on January 25th is Movie 43.
I saw the trailer for that at crap, I don't even remember.
How does it look? I kind of want to avoid a trailer because I'm afraid the trailer will let me down because I'm very excited about this huge fucking cast.
Here's what I'll say about the trailer. I don't really know if the trailer has any reflection on the movie whatsoever because I was constantly... The way the trailer is constructed, I was constantly sitting there going, wait, what is going on? Because because they keep jumping back and forth between these different scenes and I'm like, wait a minute. Those people are in it, and these guys are in it, and she's in it, and he's in it, and wait, hold on a second.
I think it's a sketch comedy movie.
Yeah, it is. I hadn't heard a thing about it until I saw the trailer, and the trailer, I was like, what? I kind of want to see this, but what on earth did I just see?
Well, let's just name off some of the big ones here. Elizabeth Banks, Kristen Bell, Halle Berry, Kate Bosworth, I skipped over someone, Gerard Butler, Common,
Kieran Culkin. Oh yeah, I recognize him. Josh Duhamel.
Or is it Josh Duhamel?
I think I've heard it said I've heard him say Duhamel.
Anna Faris, Richard Gere, Terrence Howard.
Oh, John Hodgman. I love John Hodgman.
Hugh Jackman,
Greg Kinnear, Johnny Knoxville, Justin Long,
Stephen Merchant.
Chris Mintz-Plasse made me laugh in the trailer. I don't really laugh at trailers very often, and he made me laugh. So
Chloe Grace Moretz, who is very pretty and will be even hotter when she's 18.
She was in that scene.
Dennis Quaid, Chris Pratt, Liev Schreiber. I always say Liev. Liev Schreiber alone.
His name, like everyone says different. I've heard a lot of people say Liv, Liev, Liev. Like I don't know.
Sean William Scott, Emma Stone, Jason Sudeikis. Sudeikis, good. Yeah. Uma Thurman, Naomi Watts, Kate Winslet.
Yeah, that was the big, that one threw me off. I was like, Kate Winslet's in there? Like, what's gonna happen? She's gonna get naked at some point.
Yeah, I mean, it's rated R for graphic nudity, strong, pervasive, crude, and sexual content. I'm assuming that comes with the graphic nudity.
I don't know, actually, because there's one sketch that they hint at that could be responsible for that is a little out there. Wow. I won't get too much into detail. I won't spoil it. But yeah, I can see graphic nudity coming from a lot of different places, not just people making it.
Well, I'm excited for that movie too. There's a lot of movies that are coming out, man. Wow, too many.
Stop with the movies.
Stop making movies.
Make one at a time.
Well, that's it for January. We'll be back for February.
In a month.
1 month to give you guys...
Because that's how time works.
Our anticipation review.
Yeah.
It's going to be a fun time. Jerry, I hope you have a good time.
I did have a good time. This was fun.
I know, I said I hope you do have a good time.
Oh, thank you.
You responded positively at the end of the day, so thank you.
Have a good time doing what?
Watching Texas Chainsaw tonight as you start off your January.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Well, yeah. I don't know what happened there. Yeah, no, I'm excited. This is gonna be good. Hopefully I'll come back out of my Zero Dark 30 hole with some Texas Chainsaw action. Scrub the palate a little bit.
Scrub one violent type of movie with a
scrub like harsh, unsettling realism.
Oh, thank God, fun violence.
Yeah, exactly. Thank God, this is at least hyper stylized. I can watch people die and feel okay about it. Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, that's it for January. We'll be back in 1 month for February. Thank you for listening to Ryan, Ryan, and Jerry on The Movie Buff Show.
Yay! It's pretty sick.